Let's get right into it. In today's hyper-saturated market, how your mobile app performs is literally the ultimate differentiator. It's the line between capturing your market or just fading into total irrelevance. As the saying goes, an intuitive, high-performance mobile application is no longer a luxury. It is a core engine for business growth. You have to treat your mobile architecture as vital, tangible infrastructure because honestly, it dictates your revenue ceilings. Think of it like a highly optimized supply chain. The machinery of your mobile app drives both customer interaction and operational efficiency. And, if that engine lags even a little bit, your growth completely stalls. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unpack the architectural blueprint of modern mobile app development. We're drawing directly on some cutting-edge engineering insights from TechCirkle, looking at exactly how innovative concepts are transformed into robust, next-generation digital products. So let's break down the mechanics behind a world-class build. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our literal blueprint for today. First, the mobile growth engine. Then, choosing your app architecture, followed by the development lifecycle. After that, we'll hit next-gen AI integrations and finally wrap up with partnering with TechCirkle. Up first, the mobile growth engine. We're laying the foundation here. This foundation is universally critical, right? For agile startups, a high-performance app is practically their weapon of choice to disrupt the market and aggressively steal market share. But on the flip side, massive established enterprises are deploying that exact same high-performance interface to streamline their internal operations and modernize those clunky legacy systems. The business model obviously dictates the use case, but the absolute demand for flawless execution, that remains exactly the same. Moving right along to our second part, choosing your app architecture. This is really the crossroads of the whole project. So which architectural path is right for you? It's a question that carries immense strategic weight, for sure. The path you choose here essentially locks in your long-term technical debt, your budget burn rate, and your scaling capabilities. Navigating all those complexities of design, back-end infrastructure, and platform-specific code, well, that requires a ton of foresight. Broadly speaking, you're looking at two main paths here: cross-platform frameworks versus dedicated native engineering. Think of cross-platform as a highly efficient universal translator. Your engineering team writes a single code base and boom, it deploys across multiple systems, vastly accelerating your time to market. Dedicated native engineering, however, is a bit different. It's like speaking the mother tongue of the device's processor. Building specifically for one operating system gives you absolutely unmatched fluidity and raw computing power. Now, what's really interesting here is how the tech stack breaks down. Dedicated native architecture for iOS leverages Apple's robust premium ecosystem using languages like Swift and SwiftUI. Meanwhile, Android development targets the world's most widely used mobile OS with Kotlin. Alternatively, the cross-platform approach targets multi-OS. This uses modern tooling like React Native and Flutter. And honestly, those have evolved tremendously. They now offer near-native performance and seamless component rendering, all without the massive overhead of maintaining two completely separate code bases. So you might be wondering, when exactly is the efficiency of cross-platform just not going to cut it? Well, if your application demands deep hardware integration, say you're directly manipulating a device's camera sensors or Bluetooth protocols, you need native. No question. The same goes for intense graphic processing, like complex 3D modeling, or if you need complex cryptographic layers for highly secure financial or healthcare apps. In those high-stakes scenarios, the raw, unfiltered access of dedicated native engineering is an absolute must-have. All right, Section 3, the development lifecycle. This is our blueprint. Think of this comprehensive product framework a lot like framing a massive skyscraper. Step 1 is discovery and MVP scoping, basically setting the foundation. Step 2 is laying out the UI/UX design and architecture. And then, once that structure is totally sound, Step 3 brings in those advanced integrations. Each phase builds logically and structurally right on top of the last to ensure your final product absolutely excels under pressure. Let's talk about the MVP. Before you commit to a massive, fully featured application, deploying a minimum viable product is just a brilliantly aggressive risk mitigation strategy. It serves as a ruthless scoping tool. It lets you test your core hypotheses with actual users. Really, it's all about securing real-world validation without blowing your entire engineering budget early on totally unproven features. Once you've got that validation, great design steps in to bridge the gap between software capability and user psychology. Consider this. Over 70% of users will abandon an app entirely if it takes more than 3 seconds to load. 3 seconds. The stakes are incredibly high. So modern apps absolutely require highly responsive layouts, rapid loading states for instant rendering, and perfectly clear navigation trees that intuitively manage all those complex microinteractions. Next up, Section 4, Next-Gen AI Integrations. We like to think of this as building out the smart home. Now, this brilliantly illustrates what is probably the most significant architectural shift in mobile tech right now: agentic workflows. By deploying autonomous logic directly inside your mobile backend, we're basically taking old, static apps, the ones that just sat there waiting for a user's click, and transforming them into proactive, active tools. The mobile landscape has decisively moved toward intelligent automation, and it is fascinating. So what does this actually mean in practice? It means your application can now predict user intent before a single tap even occurs. You can automate incredibly complex, multi-step workflows seamlessly right in the background. And crucially, you can natively utilize large language models, or LLMs, right within the app to offer just unprecedented levels of personalization. Your application isn't just serving users anymore, it's dynamically thinking and working for them. How cool is that? Finally, Section 5, Partnering with TechCirkle, the Master Builders. Which brings us to the core insights derived from TechCircle's approach. Building a mobile application of this massive magnitude, it requires an objective merging of high-level strategic consulting with truly elite software development. A successful launch at this kind of scale demands both visionary business strategy and totally flawless technical execution if you're going to build scalable, beautiful digital tools. I want to leave you with a final, somewhat provocative thought. If your app isn't an active, intelligent tool driving growth, what is it costing your business? In a world of agentic workflows, native integrations, and basically near-instant user expectations, a static app is just a compounding technical liability. If you're ready to turn your product vision into reality, the frameworks and engineering strategies we've explored from TechCirkle are absolutely the place to start. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.